Welcome back to the Nick News Fact Show. Ladies and gentlemen, there's been a lot of talk about a stimulus check, huh? Everybody want that 8,000, huh? $8,000.
Make it rain.
So, the Nick News Fact Show, we chose to do a little digging, and here's what we found.
All right, so if you haven't already heard, coming out in the last 24 hours, an unprecedented move by the Trump administration is currently being proposed right now, and that is stimulus checks for 2025. Unlike anything that you had seen before when we had the stimulus checks going out during the pandemic, this would be huge, and this would be courtesy of all of that auditing that's taking place due to Doge. And they're saying that all of the savings that are coming back right now give a percentage back to the people, and they're saving so much that even just giving a small portion would equate to a massive stimulus check. Now, let me share with you the latest headlines and video footage so you can see it for yourself. As always, these are going to be linked in the description below, but take a look with me. Will Americans be getting a 2025 stimulus check refund thanks to Doge savings? Well, Elon Musk is expressing interest in sending out Doge checks. The proposal calls for sending 20% of the savings back to the taxpayers. So I've been reporting to you, they've been finding massive fraud, massive corruption, they're claiming, taking place in the federal government. There is massive savings coming back, and they are saying, hey, give it back to the people. If you like the sound of that, hit the like button. But let's take a look at some more headlines. Stimulus check in 2025. And again, just to clarify, take a look at the dates on these. Like I said, coming out in the last 24 hours. This is coming out today, February the 19th, 2025. Stimulus checks in 2025. Here is what we know. And they're going to be covering the details of how Doge is uncovering all of this money. In fact, let's take a look at the Doge live tracker right now. So this is the live tracker. All you got to do is go to www.doge-tracker.com. You can see here that Doge, it has recovered since January 21st, $55 billion tax dollars that have been saved. They are only at 2.75% of the goal. The goal is to save $2 trillion. And Elon Musk and Donald Trump are saying, while we save this, why don't we give a percentage back to the people? This is coming out. Like I said, I'm going to play for you the video footage so you can see it for yourself. And they're saying not only will we save on the national debt, but we can give a little check back to the American people. Well, let me revise that. A big check back to the American people. So the goal is $2 trillion. You can see there's still 500 days remaining in this adventure, this venture by Doge. Currently, they're saying the savings equates to $360 per taxpayer, and we're only at 2%. They're saying that we are going to get way up there to where it's going to be a significant payment. And here's a breakdown: savings by the day, all of the clawed back, corrupted, mismanaged funds from the federal government. And you can see the biggest one right here, U.S. Agency of International Development, or the USAID, Department of Education, Social Security Administration. They're saying this is going to be a big one, and they are keeping track here. So all you got to do is go over here and you can see the tracker, very similar to what we saw when they were actually handing out the stimulus checks. And take a look at this. This is the COVID money tracker. This is back when we had the pandemic. What's interesting is if you take a look at this, the tracker for the Responsible Federal Budget, the committee's website, there's actually still leftover funds. Talk about mismanagement from the pandemic, to the tune of $300 billion of legislative action. We still have trillions for Federal Reserve. And this is where we got the numbers and the breakouts for all those stimulus checks we received during the pandemic. As you'll recall, if you take a look right here, direct payments, you can see the 3 stimulus check phases that went out. Well, they're saying now, let's do one for the American people because they've been getting ripped off for so long. Let's take some of the savings and just give 20% back to the people. Put the rest, get it away from our national debt. And that 20% savings, I'm going to tell you right now, we're going to read through the details, but they're saying that this would equate to, they're saying potentially $8,000 per household. They're saying they believe it'll be around $5,000 per household. So those are the numbers that are being thrown out right now that I'm reading in these articles. Now, this is just, as I mentioned, this is breaking news. This has come out in roughly the last 24 hours that they are considering this, that Elon Musk is saying, hey, Let's send the money back to the people. And Donald Trump is saying, I like the sound of that. You know what? Let's do it. If you like the sound of that, go ahead and hit that like button and put a 47 in the comments, as we are hearing that there is a proposed Trump stimulus refund check. So this is not a COVID refund check that's needed for a pandemic. They're saying this is a stimulus refund check because the American people are getting ripped off by the federal government. Doge is finding massive savings.
And with that in mind, let's continue to dive deeper.
The president and Elon Musk are considering. National correspondent Matt Gelka has a closer look in tonight's Waste Watch report from Washington.
Elon Musk and the Department of Government Efficiency floated the idea of checks to taxpayers based on Doge's government savings. The president endorsed it this week.
There's even under consideration a new concept where we give 20% of the Doge savings to American citizens and 20% goes to paying down debt, because the numbers are incredible, Elon.
Well, this is all going to be worked on through the reconciliation process with Congress that's going underway right now.
The amount back to taxpayers is contingent on how much Doge truly slashes from government spending. The group has claimed $55 billion saved so far, a number that's already being debated. But the slashes to the federal workforce continue. Secretary of Defense Pete Hegseth has reportedly ordered the military to prepare for major cuts. Hegseth wants 8% cuts to the military's budget each of the next 5 years, a multi-billion-dollar number based on the $850 billion budget in 2025. The IRS is about to start laying off around 6,000 employees, targeting recent hires. The IRS had added more than 20,000 people since 2020. The cuts would bring the workforce close to 2023 levels. The government-wide downsizing is starting to get some pushback from Republicans.
I'm very concerned about the impact on the state of Maine on everything from our national parks to biomedical research. So this is a big problem.
Democrats continue to stew over the agency's work that has mostly gone around Congress to implement changes.
Well, DOGE really stands for the Department of Gutting Everything, from healthcare to education to environmental programs. And it is absolutely something that people are going to have to stand up and fight against.
So y'all let me know. What do y'all think? Is it really about this $8,000? Or is Trump and Elon trying to pull one over on us? Or are they just full of shit? Y'all drop down in the comments down below and let me know what you think. Like, comment, subscribe, and share. Nick News Fact Show. This is how we coming in 2020. We out.